Right, well, in the finest tradition of videos of this kind, it's a bright but chilly morning here in Gloucestershire, and we're on our way to one of my favourite photo spots, which is an old gravel pit near where I live. And I know that with all the rain we've had, it's going to have flooded. And I love taking photos in flood conditions. That bit where the boundary between the land and the water starts all going a bit uncertain, and I thought we'd take you along for the ride. So we're not getting in our custom van like some YouTubers and heading off to Iceland. We're going to a gravel pit in the southern edge of the Cotswolds. Okay, so we're at Lake 104 on the Cotswold Water Park. I'll just pop a picture of the notice board up for you now. It's really, really nice. Always worth a visit if you're in the area. So there is quite a lot of water around. This is what is normally a fairly sort of smallish size river, but it's running a lot of water, and this ditch in front is normally quite often dry, but useful tip, by the way, the reason this bag has a carabiner in it is so I can hang it on trees, because I know down here the ground could be really wet and boggy. Okay, so this is where we've come to shoot at today. Straight ahead of me now is actually the path, the clip you're currently looking at. It's a popular place for bring your dog to play, popular place for kids, and you can walk all the way around and then subsequently follow the path all the way around the lake. So, important safety hint here. I know this landscape really, really well, and I know how deep that water is. So if during the course of this video you actually see me paddling around in it and putting a tripod up in it, it's because I actually know it. Do not go paddling around in a flooded lake you don't actually know. Right, so that shot, that was, for those interested in camera settings, I don't really think they really matter. It was f11, and I know that my Canon 6D in bright conditions likes to shoot about a stop underneath. Otherwise it tends to just get a bit bright, or it gets a bit bright for my style. I wouldn't say it's absolutely bright, because ultimately photography is a personal thing, but I think for my style, f11, one underneath was just about right. So vertical shot, that one, which I'll pop on the screen in a minute, mainly because the clouds were great and the silhouette of the trees were brilliant. The thing is, this is not an exotic landscape. We haven't had to travel halfway around the world for this. I walked 15 minutes down the road to a disused gravel pit, and I'm getting great locations. And that's something I really think people need to get their heads around, is that, yeah, there are channels on YouTube with great landscape photography and great locations, but you can get great locations close to home, nowhere exotic. Being some fairly epic clouds out there. I'm just sitting here watching the clouds change and seeing if anything interesting happens. Okay, so I just noticed quite this rather interesting horizontal composition where we've got this almost horizontal cloud bank above the trees, so got to go out there and give it a go. And then I'm going to wade on round the lake, which I won't attempt to video because it's really just too hairy. And I'll see you when I come out the other side on the beach. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming along for the walk today. Hope you enjoyed it. Coffee beckons, and I know that there aren't any great locations from this point onwards, so I'm just going to finish my walk around the lake and enjoy it and go home and have a coffee.